Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of FPL YATHU, our fantasy Premier League talk show whereby we give you different tactics and tips on how to better your game in FPL. You're with me, your boy, Zuiti Nizande, and now we're going into Gameweek 35. So, as you know, if we're going to Gameweek 35, it means that we have 4 game weeks left. But then before we move on, in Gameweek 34, people played their free hits, different chips. One player I told you guys to get was Gibbs White. I told you guys to get Gibbs White, and he came with another double-digit haul. Despite from getting Gibbs White, I also told you guys to get Bruno Fernandes, and he also delivered another assist. So today being another game week, we're going to talk about a few different things. First of all, I'm going to give you the players you guys should target going into game week 35. I'm also going to tell you that other teams are going to have a double game week. It's been confirmed. Despite that, I'm going to give you the guys you should captain, and I'm going to give you a team that you guys can pick going into game week 35. So, starting with which team has a double game week? It's been announced that in game week 36, there's going to be a double game week. At first, we thought that it's going to be either Crystal Palace or Bournemouth, but then now we're sure that it's going to be Man City and Crystal Palace in game week 36 who are going to have a double game week. So, having that in mind, the players that I'm going to pick in game week 35, some are going to be in relation with game week what? Game week 36. Okay? So, that being said, the other thing that we're going to talk about now is which players should you pick, should you like target, players you should target going into game week 35, transfer targets. The first player that you guys can target is none other than Erling Haaland. He's going against Everton. At the beginning of the season, he got a double-digit haul against Everton, and I think he's going to do that again. So Erling Haaland is one player on my list that I'm going to get. Another player is either Chekri or O'Reilly. These guys are on my list too because they're going to have a double game week in game week 36. So it's better to get them now. And these guys have been delivering points for Manchester City in the past couple of weeks. So O'Reilly and Chekri are some players to get. Moving on, you can also get Tavernier, who's going against Crystal Palace. He's a good pick because Crystal Palace are going to do some rotations, being that they're playing in the what, in the Europa League. So there are going to be some rotations, and I think Bournemouth can capitalize on that. Despite from getting Tavernier only, you can also get Senesi. He's also prone to keep a clean sheet against Crystal Palace. And then moving on, another player that I can tell you guys to get is Gibbs White. Don't forget Gibbs White. These guys are fighting relegation, and he's the man of the moment for Nottingham Forest. So I think Gibbs White is one player that you guys can get. And the last pick for game week 35 is none other than Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who goes against Burnley. And I think Calvert-Lewin has the capacity to score at least a goal or two in this game against Burnley. Now, moving on to the second thing about the third thing about this program is who we should captain going into game week 35. My first captain pick going into game week 35 is Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland came delivered last week, and I think he's going to deliver this week again because he wants to win the league, and he wants to win the league. And as I said, against Everton last time, he scored a double-digit goal. So I think he's going to do that again going into game week 35 as they go against Everton. Another player for you guys to pick is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, I didn't put him in my player picks but then I put him as a captain pick. This is because Bruno Fernandes has been delivering. I don't remember the last time Bruno Fernandes blanked. But then I didn't put him in my player picks because he's been delivering, he's been retaining, but then it doesn't meet those double digits retained. So it's still 50-50 on what? On Bruno Fernandes, whether I should actually keep him permanently in my team. But then if he's been given as a captain option, that means the man must be in the team. So Bruno Fernandes is another what? Is another option for me. And the final pick for today's captaincy is none other than Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin, a good option for captaincy. Um, if you want, a differential captaincy pick, that's for you, Calvert-Lewin. So anyone looking on to capitalize on getting good points, those are the captains that we've given you. The final thing that I'm going to talk about in our episode this week is the team that you guys should pick. Which team should you guys pick? Okay, so I came up with a draft because right now I don't have any free hit or wildcard chip. The only chip I'm running with is triple captain. So if you have a wildcard chip, you can change your team to this one. But if you don't have a wildcard chip, I mean, you can maintain your team, but then with the few transfers you have, you can get some of the players in this team. So first of all, in goals, I'm going with Darlow. Darlow goes against Burnley, and I feel like he has the capacity to keep a clean sheet. If you can't get Darlow, you can put Raya. But then for me, I'm going for Darlow. In defense, I'm going with O'Reilly, Munoz, Strujic, and Cucurella. I'm going with this team because I know O'Reilly is going to have a double game week in 36, so I'm keeping him. Munoz going to have a double game week in 36, so I'm also keeping Munoz. Strujic and Cucurella, they've been solid in the past game weeks, apart from Cucurella. But then Cucurella, he's been attacking frequently, and I feel like he's just going to score anytime soon. In midfield, I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes. You already know the reason why. Apart from Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to get Semenyo, and then Bruno Fernandes, Semenyo, and then they're all going to play next to Tavernier. For my strikes, I'm going to go with Erling Haaland, the man in form. Erling Haaland is going to be my striker, who's going to carry the captain band. And then we're going to have Calvert-Lewin playing alongside João Pedro. So this is going to be my team for game week 35. If you have similar players, that's good. If you don't have any players, you can maybe make transfers and then get maybe some of the players that I've mentioned for game week 35 team pick. All right, so that being said, this is all we had for you at FPL YATHU. Just take note that the running is in FPL YATHU League, and our top three looks like this. I mean, it's really tight for number one and number two. For number three, well, anything can happen. But then all I can say is that with this 4 game weeks left, there can be a new winner. You never know, because what matters is how you play your cards. If you play your cards well, guys, you can win this. You can win this thing. And just know that FPL League is going to an end. First place goes with 100K in the New Jersey. So, guys, let's put in the work. Make sure that number one spot is safe and secure. Thank you for everything. You're with me, your boy, Sweet Nzande. See you in the next episode.